Ever since I started refinishing thrift store bought furniture, I was painting much more often. And since I use a sprayer, I was setting up curtains to prevent the overspray from getting all over my belongings, which I ultimately was not successful at doing. I didn't want to complicate the design, so the framing is really quite simple. After framing out the first wall, I covered it with 6mm thick plastic, stretching it tight as I stapled it. I stapled both the top and bottom sections of plastic prior to getting the first wall into place. I used L brackets to secure the top part of the wall into the existing framing, and 2 concrete screws for the bottom. The mechanism, which would give this paint booth a collapsible feature, it consists of one 2x4 8-foot stud cut exactly in half, and 3 hinges in total per piece to attach both walls. I used heavy-duty cables and pulleys to engage the mechanism. I installed some wheels on the outer wall. These wheels are made specifically for outdoor gates, which are spring-loaded, which I thought would be a great idea. It constantly pushes up the wall ever so slightly. This helps the wall sort of glide as I pull it in and out. As I tested out the paint booth, it worked fine collapsing. But when I went to pull it back out, the top and bottom of the outer wall were not extending at the same time. So I went back and corrected this by using a rigid brace for the 2 folding arms on either side. Now it's time to finish covering the booth completely with plastic. I stapled the perimeter of where the door would eventually go, and only then cut out the plastic inside. I wanted the door to be light yet square and strong, so I cut the whole door frame out of one piece of 3/4 inch plywood. This worked out very well in my opinion. Now, for the finished product, I loosen one cable, which keeps the wall upright against the garage, and I use a handle on the outer wall to pull and extend the wall. I keep the door open as I extend the wall, otherwise the negative pressure created keeps me from extending it smoothly. I cut some slits on the opposite side of where my exhaust fan is. These will act as intake vents. I use a typical HVAC filter used in homes along with a fiberglass paint booth filter. The fiberglass filter catches a majority of the paint particles and is very cheap to replace. I picked up the DeWalt drum fan from Costco for my exhaust fan. It was the best option when it came to cost per CFM, which is how much air the fan is capable of moving per minute, which is about 7,500 for this DeWalt fan. Storing the paint booth is my favorite part. Basically, it's all done using one pull handle, which is attached to both folding arms. And just tuck away the plastic and you're good to go. Hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below.